We're going to do light technical analysis on Litecoin LTC.
LTC.
Hey, we sponsored the LTC convention, the summit,
yeah,
back in Vegas. Man, I missed that.
That was fun.
Where's it going to be at now? Is it going to be in Amsterdam?
You don't want to know. It's in Amsterdam.
Oh, we'll see what happens. All right. But anyways, guys, we're going to do light technical analysis on Litecoin LTC, and I'm going to hand it over to Crypto Papi.
All right, so we have Litecoin paired with the US dollar. We're on the weekly time frame. Data is coming in from Coinbase. So this isn't good for Litecoin.
No.
You could see here we have our trend line drawn from, I'll zoom in so I could show you. We have our first touch point here, March 9th, 2020. So almost a 6-year valid trend line, not validation. Second touch point is June 13th, 2022, and that's extended out to the right. But look what happened. We broke below it, right? We've wicked below it, but now we've broken below it and we have candle body closures below it. Not very good for Litecoin, but I will have to make a mental note of this because if Litecoin starts to approach the low $40 range, which is our Fibonacci swing low, which is low from about 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, we're going to have to start looking left a lot, right? Because we would have the low $20 range.
Wow.
And again, this is not financial advice, but Litecoin for me for a long time has been my savings account instead of, right? Like I've talked about the money when I used to run back to USD, to bank accounts, typical traditional finance. Ever since I stopped doing that, Litecoin has been my savings account. And this is rough to see Litecoin wick down to about $45. That's not very strong for Litecoin. We need to start breaking and moving back up to the upside. So with Litecoin, we broke below our trend line, which was been acting as resistance since about 2020. So almost a 6-year time frame for this trend line. And now we just recently broke above it. The only thing that I would feel better about this if we were to get the V-shaped correction to the upside, but realistically, we would probably have to pump back to about $120 per token or above, and then this trend line would have to hold as support if we were to get there. So little bullish momentum for Litecoin. If we continue to break out of this trend and continue either sideways or to the downside, I'm going to have to get rid of this trend line potentially, even though in the future it would probably act as very strong resistance. And I'm just worried now that eventually these two trend lines will meet and will be below our white trend line. So that a lot of resistance to overcome for Litecoin when it does start moving to the upside. Support, right? We could just go back here. Right, that low from March 16th, 2020 puts us, look over to the right, $25.39. We could come to the left a little bit more, roughly in this time frame, December 3rd, 2018, $20.16, right? If those don't hold up, we're going back here to, 2016, 2017, 2018. I guess that's not realistic at being at $3, but just above it. If Litecoin doesn't hold in the mid $25 and the mid $20 range or low $20 range, the guess is yours where it could go because it's going to crash down to the downside. So let's do a couple of measurements. We'll start off with the bullish measurements from current price up to the 236 would be 95% movement to the upside. To the bottom of our red box of resistance would be 127% movement to the upside. To the top of our red box would be 145% movement to the upside, along with our purple trend line that's going to act as resistance. So a decent chunk of upside potential, but now downside potential we still need to look at, especially for Litecoin, to see if that risk to reward ratio is there. Roughly from current price action down to, let's start at $30. To $30 would be 44% movement to the downside. To $25 would be 53% movement to the downside. And worst case scenario, the $20 range would be 61% movement to the downside. So not financial advice, but not a very great risk to reward ratio setup on Litecoin. Even though I love Litecoin with all my heart, it's the first token I was actually a fanboy over. But little movement of decent chunk of upside potential on Litecoin, but you still have a decent chunk of downside potential on Litecoin. So not financial advice, but I would sit out on Litecoin. If you already have some skin in the game, be patient, get your sell limits in for your take profits, and just, hey, sit it and forget it. Not financial advice.
Whoa, Litecoin, what's going on, buddy?
True.
We like you a lot too. I mean, the market cap on it right now is $5.3 billion, so there's some good amount of money in there. And Litecoin's still a pretty strong coin. Like Crypto Papi says, he uses it as a savings account, so that should tell you how he feels about that coin, how safe it is for people just to put money in there. Just lagging behind, really lagging behind. And that's not the only coin. Ethereum has been lagging behind, but this is such a weird market because there hasn't been as many positive news as, from all the time we've been in crypto. There's been so many positive news right now happening right now, especially with the government getting involved with crypto. The biggest companies in the world, BlackRock, Vanguard, Fidelity, all those huge investment properties, countries, United States states trying to buy Bitcoin to hold it in their reserves. It's an insane time. I mean, it could be a shakeout for all the weak hands to get out and the big institutions to get in at a lower price. Another thing that has to do a lot with the price being so low, the Clarity Act that everybody's been waiting for is still not set in stone. They're still arguing. The crypto exchanges, specifically more Coinbase, is fighting for them to be able to still give us yield on our stable coins. And it seems like they're saying the banks they're not for that. They don't want us to get yield, but it could be other things. But it makes sense to me, because why would the banks want to give ground to crypto? Because why would you go to put your cash into a bank account? Well, what's the maximum yield you get on a savings account right now?
Right. Yeah.
Less than 1%, right?
Oh, way less.
Yeah, way less than 1%. When you put your money, just park it in crypto in a stable coin, which still the value holds. So one USDC holds the value of a United States dollar, and then you also could get on top of that 3.5% at least on Coinbase yearly yield, and maybe other exchanges are offering a little bit more.
Right.
So it seems like that's the big sticking point. I don't know. It could be that, maybe other stuff too. But I think until the Clarity Act passes, that's when the big companies are going to get to the green line and say, you know what? All right, you guys can start dumping money into this thing. And when that happens, hopefully there's still a lot of good sentiment from us, other people that, that have been waiting as well. And that's going to open the floodgates and just, we have the best goddamn altcoin season ever, because
amen,
we've been waiting for a really long time now. True. And I know a lot of people have been getting tired of waiting, All right, so that was that for Litecoin. Beautiful coin. We love it.